Iman Gadzhi is embracing AI, but somehow no one is talking about it. Everyone is talking about his latest investment, acquisition, and becoming a partner at WAP. And I'm like, how is that the most important insight that you guys can get from all things that Iman is doing, okay? For me, I've been talking about how much AI is gonna revolutionize the e-learning industry. So I'm talking about infospace, people sell digital products, courses, coaching, consulting, anything that is related to advice and trading information and knowledge for money. AI is gonna change the game so much that it is one of the most exciting shift that's happening in our space. And to see one of the greatest players of the info space actually embrace AI is actually really exciting. Okay, so I thought I would make this video to bring awareness to how much the info space is going to shift. So if you are a coach, consultant, infopreneur, then you better stay till the end, because if you do not adapt and embrace what guys like Iman are doing, or that I'm doing with our thing, build and release AI, then you're most likely going to be cooked. All right, so let's get straight into it. For me to explain the crazy impact that AI is going to be having in the info space, we need to first understand the problems created by the business model of selling digital products, information, both for the customer who's buying the information and the founder who is selling those digital products. Now, don't get it twisted. If you're able to acquire attention for free on social media, YouTube, or any other platform, and you have expertise that people want, then selling information is by far the fastest path to getting rich online. It is not the most durable path to making money and creating wealth, but with AI, that's actually going to be changing. And this change is exactly what makes AI so exciting for the info space, or at least for anyone who will decide to embrace AI in their info business, because it solves the two greatest problems for the industry. Problem number one, which is for the customer, is simply lack of results. The info space, or anyone who's bought courses, you guys know that you're in a community of hundreds, thousands of people, and majority of people never see results from the thing that they actually purchased, okay? Now, this stems from two things: low consumption rate and low execution rate. Most people do not consume, and you can kind of like explain this because of the attention economy. Literally, the attention economy has incentivized thousands and millions of creators to create content. So if you're buying more information when people are creating infinitely more information online for free, then the perceived value of the thing is as low as ever. And the other thing is that when you have so much information, it creates something called a cognitive overload. It is literally stressful and tiring to have to make decisions on, do I learn from this guy? Do I learn from this course? Do I learn to be a growth partner? Do I learn to build and release AI? Do I learn to do this, and that? And most people at the end of the day have to spend all day long choosing what to learn and what to focus on. Therefore, they never end up consuming the thing that they end up investing in. Now, this only happens if you're selling something for like $500 or $1,000 or $3,000, even $5,000. But when you start selling something for $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 and beyond, it acts like a force function to force the person to commit to the thing they purchased. That's why for us, I tend to never want to sell something below $10,000, because it will just attract people who will not find value in the information because they didn't pay enough to care, okay? So that's problem number one. For the founders and the people selling digital products, their biggest problem is the fact that the business does not compound. If everyone that you sold didn't see result, then how do you keep selling them? You simply don't. And a business where you acquire a customer and you can only sell them once means it's not necessarily an exciting business. You can get rich from it, but you also will get broke for sure over time. This problem is simply the lack of compounding in the business model that is selling digital products and information. You have to understand that the greatest founders, the greatest business builders are not just the people who are able to make a lot of money today. They're the people that get rich quick, and they're the people that get rich for sure and forever. And if you're starting a business where you're only able to do one transaction with each customer and then they never purchase anything from you ever again, then you have to understand that you're smart, but you're actually not that smart. Because the reason why we still talk about families like the Rockefellers isn't because John D. Rockefeller was able to go and generate a lead and then an appointment and then sell and then do a deal. It's because he built a company that has made trillions and trillions of dollars and created so much wealth that till this day, his kids are still billionaires. Do you understand that? So the biggest problem with the info space is it is for sure a get rich quick thing, but it's not a get rich for sure thing. But AI is the first thing that is finally able to solve this problem. And let me explain by looking at this platform that Iman is going to be talking about in his challenge. I believe he's going to be launching this platform. It's called synthesize.ai, okay? And I first made aware of this product because we have one client, one company in our incubator that's helping creators build digital products and launch them on their behalf, kind of like acting like a growth operator. And he he essentially showed us this platform even before. I didn't even know that Iman was invested in it, but I ended up learning about it. Then I started seeing the ads that Iman is doing right now for his upcoming challenge. And essentially, let me explain how AI is going to revolutionize the info space. There are two main problems within the info space: the low success rate for the customers and the inability for the founder to retain these customers because they're not seeing results. Well, let me tell you this. All these problems have the potential to never exist ever again within the info space. This is how. Instead of selling information, okay, where you're forcing your customers to have low consumption rate, low execution rate, which leads to no results, imagine a world where you build your entire knowledge, expertise into an AI workflow, an AI agent. Eventually, we're not necessarily to the point where you can have an agent to necessarily do everything for your customers, but let's call it an AI workflow, right? And this product that is synthesize.ai that Iman is, I think he's a partner in it or he has acquired it, essentially it helps you create a digital product, right? So essentially getting people to sell digital products, and he's going to be giving them an AI that essentially builds a digital product on your behalf. And let's compare it to the era of Sam Ovens, where Sam Ovens was selling a course on how to become a consultant, and then once you became a consultant, he would sell you a course on how to sell courses, right? Because it's an infinitely more scalable business model than selling consulting, right? If you compare the $30 million a year business that Sam Ovens had, which he ended up shutting down, by the way, to this, let's say synthesize.ai. Synthesize.ai by Iman is still going to be doing the same thing as Sam Ovens' up-level product, right? But instead of having the customers go through school or Kajabi back in the day to go in each model, the Mindset Week, and by the way, Mindset Week was really amazing by Sam Ovens. Shout out to Sam Ovens. Go buy school, go subscribe to school. I'm not on school, but go subscribe to school. Instead of having the friction of having to consume hours and hours and hours of content, Iman synthesize.ai, you just literally just need to run a workflow, one assistant at a time. You want to figure out the market pain points, ask it, and then it will do the research on your behalf. You want to figure out the right go-to-market strategy, you just ask it, and then it will find the right strategy to go acquire clients. You want to build the right modules for the content in your digital product, the AI is going to do it. But check this out. Instead of having the customer spend hours and hours consuming the content, all they're doing is just running an assistant that does the work on their behalf. And this removes one, consumption rate problems, and two, execution rate problems. There's no more friction to execution because the thing gives you the deliverables. All you have to do is take everything that this thing put together for you and go sell it. Now, here is where it gets exciting. If every single person is not necessarily treating your product, instead of thinking that you sell information and dealing with information, they're now using software. And instead of necessarily monetizing your program as a one-off fee, you can start selling based, or you can start monetizing based on usage. And if you start monetizing based on usage, then that means that you don't have to deal with the problem of retention and the inability to compound and keep making money over and over and over again. Traditionally, you would sell a course once and make money once. These people would not see results. Here, you can sell AI systems, AI agents, and have your customers use the thing over and over again, and every time they use it, you get paid. Do you understand how much of a paradigm shift this is going to create for infopreneurs who decide to embrace AI? Not only will you be able to build something once that you sell upfront, but you'll also be able to retain every client because you're going to be able to either charge per usage or charge a monthly subscription like software. And this is one of the most exciting things that is happening in the info space, and it's crazy to me that no one is talking about it. Now that you understand the impact that this technology is going to be having in the info space, how do you make money with it? Now, in my opinion, there are two paths to making money with this technology. There's a path that Iman is going to be laying out with, let's say, synthesize.ai. It's essentially you use the technology itself to build products or services, and then you go sell it as is. Okay? I believe you can make 6 figures a year, multiple 6 figures, $500,000 a year with it. But the problem with that is it's super low barrier, right? Anyone can go and jump on these platforms and then build a thing and then try to go sell it, right? So, and personally, I do not enjoy competing into games that are super low barrier. Now, it does make sense for you if you just want to make your first 6 figures and it's super easy, just go have an AI. It could be synthesize.ai or it could be other platforms. You could literally start a content agency or a copywriting agency using Jasper.ai to write copy, and then you go sell that copy to businesses as an example, right? But for us, we like to sell premium shit, okay? We like to sell things for a premium premium, sophisticated solutions, because that allows us to have a moat long term and to keep profitability in our margins for a lot longer than selling something that is as easy as copywriting or let's say a course built by AI. Now, how do we do that? We build and release AI growth infrastructures. And AI growth infrastructures are essentially a collection of AI systems, AI workflows, AI agents that solve an entire gap for a business. Think of having a lead gen agent, content creation agent, appointment setting agent, sales agent, and let's say onboarding, and then you put it all together in a specific playbook protocol. So that means that they all have to work together, okay? And then you sell that for $10,000, $15,000, $30,000 into businesses. Not need to sell a bunch of people to be able to make a lot of money. We have clients who've been able to go from being stuck around 30K per month, 5K a month, to starting to make 50K per month, 40K a week, up to 50K per week, which has been pretty insane. So I highly recommend you guys check out Iman's challenge that's happening. I believe, I don't know when it's happening, but go check out how he's recommending you guys start building digital products with his platform. But if you want to learn how to build and release AI, then please click the link below. I'm going to be hosting a masterclass laying out everything, how we're building these solutions, how we're going to market, and how we're positioning them in different niches. We're in over 70 different markets right now. Local businesses, coaches, med spas, roofing companies, construction businesses. We're selling them these AI growth systems and they're paying it like crazy, right? Because there's just so much demand compared to the supply of these AI growth solutions. If you want to check it out, please click the link below and see you on the other side. It is paid, so don't expect it to be free. Just keep watching content on YouTube. It will forever be free. But when you pay attention. So see you on the other side. Bye-bye.